Gamers, one and all. Once again, we are on the Video Game Choo Choo website's podcast where we talk about the games, the glory, the news. It's episode 360. We're coming up on 400 episodes. Can you believe that?
That's scary.
400 eps.
That's really scary.
It is really scary. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking that I've been on a good amount of those, so I've done a lot.
Do you think we'll set up another archive at some point? Or move things over to the classic feed, as it were?
I mean, if the shit starts breaking, then I guess we'll have to, because that's why I did it.
Is that the only reason why it happened?
Okay. That's the only reason why. It was because there was some issue that made it so it was like, oh, there's too many episodes on here, and I don't know if that's going to happen again. We're going to have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, yeah, we're on episode 360 of the podcast. And yeah, it's me, John. I'm here. I'm hosting. I'm back. Last time I was at the beach, so that's why I wasn't here. I was on the beach. I had a good time. I guess I could kind of talk about that. But with me this week is Rose is here. Hello, Rose.
Hi, I'm here. I didn't go to the beach, but we got thunderstorms. It's nice.
That's like the opposite of the beach.
Yeah, but it's like the beach for me. I'm like a weak little creature. If I go to the beach, I'll die, probably.
Okay. Maverick, you're also here.
Yes, I am. I actually did have the chance to go to the beach, but instead, I just went ahead and installed my AC because it was a hot day.
Oh, good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, and now we also are just having really nice storms going on right now.
Mm-hmm. I feel like installing your AC is like the middle ground between thunderstorms and the beach. So I think we have had the full human condition on this podcast. It is the beach, AC, and thunderstorms. That is the human condition.
And the air conditioning.
I mean, yeah, in the air conditioning. The main thing I did on the beach was I read, and I drank a bunch of cream soda. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Shot over here. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone at the beach in Florida that sells you dubious beverages of a alcoholic persuasion?
Well, I don't alcohol drink, so
okay.
I don't know.
But do you see vendors out there?
So,
because I will say that
vendors. Yeah, I mean, there's bars, on the beach, but I wouldn't say that there's just like a guy with a cooler or anything like that,
So that is what I am looking forward to once I get back to the beach, because when it's beach season here in New York, it's Nutcracker season, and that is a experience. Just someone like not too far or up in Jamaica, like brewing stuff. And here's the thing, they taste fantastic. It is a recipe for disaster if you do not like time yourself with those.
Right.
But it's good because it's on the beach. So like all you're doing is like passing out, or you're going to be in the water, like safely in the water.
Right. I mean, like, Florida's whole thing is tourism, so all of the beaches are pretty, like, regulated, they're not gonna, like, have people, waltzing around on there. They wouldn't even let us barbecue on the beach, which was very upsetting. I went out and bought fucking burgers and shit, and we were all ready to barbecue. We carted down, like, a little, like, charcoal grill, and they were like, nah, you're not allowed to do that, and we were upset about that. But I guess
hope you still made use of the meat.
We did afterwards, after we left from the beach, we went back to someone's place and we just fired up their parents' grill.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it didn't go to waste, but it was also like, man, I was looking forward to eating on the beach, It's part of the experience.
Yeah, real quick, I will say that one of the times I did go to the beach last year, my friend brought a whole thing of fucking like shrimp cocktail, and we all roasted him for just how fucked that was, just to have this whole plastic assortment.
Oh, like the ring?
Yeah, like the ring.
Oh man, that's good. That's good as hell. That's insane.
Oh god, that going to the beach last summer definitely saved my mental health when things were really in the thick of it. And to go back at some point is definitely going to be a good experience for me.
Totally. I do actually have to amend what I claimed. It was not cream soda. It was butterbeer, because they had because I stopped by the Publix and I was just I was perusing and I saw. I am not a fan of Harold Potter in any sort of way, but those freaks have one thing straight, and that is butterbeer, because that is delicious. It's like, I think it's called like Flying Cauldron or some shit. I guess
Yeah,
it's just like
Harry Potter over here. That's what we got.
Look at this Hufflepuff.
I guess it's just like a knockoff of what you can get at Universal or whatever. I don't know. I haven't been to Universal since before they had the Harry Potter stuff, so I haven't tried it. But
it's like it's straight out of fucking Bumblebush or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But no, it's tasty. Don't get me wrong, it's real tasty. But
all right.
Yeah.
Love the tentative belief here. It's just like, I'm sure. All right, bud.
No, listen. I completely understand the trepidation, because it's Harry Potter adjacent shit. You don't want to have anything to do with it. Only reason why I know about it and drank it was because at one point my roommate was like, it was my roommate's birthday, and he was just like, yeah, we're going to the nerd bar nearby because we want to play Magic there. And I was like, all right. And so, again, I don't drink alcohol, so I just ordered the best looking soda on there, and it was the one that was like, hey, this is like cream soda but a little better. And I was like, all right. And then I tried it and I was like, damn, those weird motherfuckers that only read one book, they got one thing right, and it's their soda. So that was kind of what happened.
Does your nerd bar also have a TARDIS inside of it?
Probably. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna drink some stuff and eat the Chocobo nuggets or whatever the fuck they were called. I don't know.
I was reading the Yelp reviews for the TARDIS bar in Seattle a few weeks ago, because I don't know how I ended up there. I'm going to be honest with you, but it was it's incredible. I don't know. It's not like it's just a TARDIS bar or whatever, and it's just really funny because it's like. It's like all of the reviews are like, came here for the fun Doctor Who theme, left because of the salmonella or something like that. Like every single review was like, I watched them make me chicken nuggets by putting them in the microwave.
Oh my
and
god,
stuff like
hell
that.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then one review that will be like, the beer's fine though.
Good.
So,
it's really good.
So yeah, okay. I'm looking at the menu right now of this place. It's called the Cloak and Blaster. All right, so I'm slightly doxing myself that you can Google this place. All right, but here's the thing, okay? I remember because I'm remembering what I ordered here. They had pita wraps, which they call them bags of holding, which again a little cringe, and but I remember it being a little. I remember it being very tasty, though. Honestly, it was really good. The one that I specifically ordered is on here as the Astromech. The kind of droid that R2-D2 is. Which, I mean, it's basic stuff. It's just chicken tenders, lettuce, tomato, onion. And then I ordered it R5-D4 style, which is tossed in buffalo sauce.
Shut the fuck
up. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
it was good. On. It was good.
Okay.
I got kettle chips with them. It was good. That and some fucking drinks. Let's keep looking at what else is on here. Yeah, the Sarlacc chip, which is what they call their kettle chips seasonal special.
Okay.
That's really stretching it, I have to say.
Yeah, no, yeah. The magic missiles, which are battered cauliflower with your choice of sauce, sriracha mayo, honey mustard, barbecue,
That sounds
buffalo, or
alright.
teriyaki.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, why didn't they do like the Sarlacc pit roasted barbecue, like something like that, right? Like something like that.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have that. You know, I mean, they have two burgers. They have the Lannister and the Smaug.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, don't worry, everybody. If you want to get dessert, the cake is not a lie.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's fucking called.
This is how you find the geeks and gamers in a crowd.
The geeks and gamers, yeah.
I'm never going to a place like this. I don't think I could survive.
I'm looking at cocktails here, and the sonic screwdriver is sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah. God. Lando Calrissian?
Yes. Oh, that is my speed. You just don't give a shit. That is
No.
They really don't give a shit.
The Nuka-Cola, Sun King, Wee Mac, and Dr. Pepper.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, it's like all the food's good. The place is a little like it's got dumb names, but everything that I've been there twice. Everything that I've eaten there was tasty. I'm sure the drinks are good. You know, I just got the fucking non-alky drinks. I'm sure if you want to go to a Geeks and Gamers bar for some fucking reason, you could probably do a way worse than the Cloak and Blaster in Orlando, Florida.
High praise.
Yeah, high praise.
One day I'll talk about the geek restaurant themed by the guy's like own OCs, where it's like everything is like an original character that he made up.
Oh man.
And you can also just play like SNES and GameCube games like in the restaurant.
There were a bunch of places like that around me growing up.
Yeah.
That's where I played Wind Waker for the first time.
Hell yeah. Only time I've touched Banjo-Kazooie was at a McDonald's.
Oh, that's real good. Oh man, I forgot the fucking.
And this is like 10 years after the fact, like after the we were mid GameCube.
Oh no, like the first time I played Sonic 06 was at the dentist. Like there's so much nonsense we can have out there in this world.
Yeah, but I don't fucking know. It's out there. It's fucking all out there, crazy, off the shits. But yeah, I mean, look, we are in a glass house. We can't throw stones. We're on a fucking video game podcast right now.
Way cooler.
Way cooler. Like, listen, I don't pride myself on being cool, but I'll pride myself on at least not knowing who the current Doctor is.
That's true. I have literally no idea. Is it still that old guy?
I think they made her a girl boss now.
Yeah, I think it's a lady.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I don't know if that is over now or not.
If it's the same lady.
It's okay. We're priding ourselves. Remember, like Maverick.
Sure.
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm sorry.
When Plato said, "I look at the wall," I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, get out of here, nerd."
Yeah. Yeah, no, every time, I had friends who watched Doctor Who, and any time that they, talked about it, I was just like, I love y'all, but this sounds like a... as someone who watches children's shows on the reg, this sounds like a fucking children's show in, not a good way at all. It sounds so bad. I couldn't deal listening about it. It was embarrassing.
As with many things in my life, I encountered them in freshman year of high school when I was trying to impress a girl. And once that turned into a relationship, off to the side. Because guess what? I didn't have to try as much.
That is so real. I think that's why I watch anything. That's why I watched a spin-off, Torchwood. That's what that one's called? I watched that one. Yeah.
So I got into the webcomic.
The webcomic?
You know the one.
Oh, that webcomic. I was spared that one. So.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. I know. I think I had a couple year difference enough to save me.
That's fair. I won't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have never gotten into something to try to impress a girl. That is something that I have never actively done. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, though, honestly, because, I mean, it's not like not doing it has done me any favors, so...
I wouldn't say
Anyway,
it's like the worst thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it does just get you to like branch out, and sometimes you find some good shit. Like
yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed. See, that's the thing is like I'm not opposed to trying new things that like my friends and or like folks that I am interested in are interested in, but you know, I also don't want to like I don't want to try too hard. You know, I don't want to be like I don't want to be like, oh my god, if she likes this, I gotta pretend that I'm all over this. You know, like that's fake. That's not real. You know, you're pretending.
The key is that you don't pretend. That it is that you have to earnestly consider this thing, and if you don't like it, maybe this wouldn't work out.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
you project the personalities into people. You make the media into the people that you're interested in, so then that way you don't have to think about it as much anymore.
Yeah. Fair enough. Folks, video games. I don't know. We could maybe just kind of go into news, because this week was fucking crazy. I guess this was kind of like week 1 of E3 in a way. If we're being honest here, now that E3 isn't like as much of a thing as it used to be, now it is like that's the thing is that like E3 has quote unquote died in a way, and now it's just like I feel like we have chopped off the Hydra's head and 2 heads have sprung forth in this sense, but like we didn't stop. It's just there's so many heads. It is just all over the place now. Now we had like a fucking Sonic Direct. We had a Dragon Quest Direct. Like, oh my god. I guess we could just get started with like that stuff, because there was like a whole like day or two of just like basically directs. I don't know if we want to. I think the Dragon Quest one was first. No, this is the Sonic one first. I think. Yeah.
Dragon Quest was first.
Okay. See, I don't even fucking know. It's all blending together already.
Literally less than 24 hours from each other did these 2 events happen.
All right. Well, so the Dragon Quest thing happened. I mean, it's what, the 25th anniversary or
35th.
35th. Okay, 35th anniversary of Dragon Quest.
Yep.
And yeah, they announced some stuff. A good amount of stuff, honestly. I don't know. Maverick, were you the one that wanted to like lead this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I can at least get through most of what was announced, and
Sure.
The big thing too is that Dragon Quest, for all intent and purposes, even as it is slowly getting its grip in the West, has always been like a very established franchise in Japan, and so part of that is that they're gonna have like some versions of like free-to-play mobile puzzle stuff, top-down, like a lot of like extra minutia that you just won't get because you're not in Japan. But one of those things that people do want that will still yet to see the West is Dragon Quest X, the MMO. And in this simultaneous live simulcast where they had someone translate everything live, which I could only imagine was a headache with trying to get everything correct and completely to date and to the exact detail, there's an expansion to the MMO that will come out later this year, and we'll still not see the West, and we'll also not see a offline version of Dragon Quest X. And this just has all of the story stuff.
So they did not fully say that we are never going to get that offline version. They said there is no plans for the MMO to come out over here. But yeah, they did announce quote-unquote an offline version of Dragon Quest X, which is like a chibi, like, I guess, version of the main plot, without the MMO aspects. And they didn't straight up say it's not coming out over here, but they didn't say it was either. So
yeah,
who
but
knows?
I do want to say for every other game during the thing they said simultaneous release or something along those lines.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that they didn't fully say it's not. So
I do want to say that was Yoshi P's first game, Final Fantasy 14, man. So
all right.
I would love to see where it all began, as it were.
Instead of any official release date, they'll just push the free trial of 14 on you.
Yeah.
Alongside those two, like one of the two big reveals was that there's going to be a remake of Dragon Quest III. The Dragon Quest that definitely, I think, is the prototypical example of what people see as like the best of the genre. And this is going to be helmed by the crew that does HD 2D games such as Octopath Traveler and the soon to be yet to be released Project Triangle Strategy. And so you see the video, or they showed a trailer for it, and it is just a remake in that style. It's still keeping a lot of the Dragon Quest aesthetics, a lot of that Toriyama flair in there, so it's a bit more colorful. It's not as muted as Octopath was. And you also just get to see like slimes still look like slimes. The crows still look like crows. Like everything is still in its style, or that original art style, just like gussied up in a way that honestly, like I've seen people that like it. I've seen people that are like, oh, this sucks. So if anything, that at least tells me how pivotal of an RPG Dragon Quest 3 is.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they are, listening to folks, because again, I think this is another game that I think was birthed from Japanese developers like listening to folks outside of Japan and being like, oh shit, that thing that we did where we just kind of crapped something out, people actually didn't like that. Okay, let's do something better. Because, they did those, like, Dragon Quest mobile ports, and then they just kept, like, shoving those out onto, like, Switch or PC or whatever. And, they sell, but they don't sell, like, crazy because they're, not really great ports. But, like, you don't really see a lot of, like, you don't hear too much about people, like, talking to devs or, like, giving, like, a lot of feedback in Japan. That is like not something that is like asked for, and that is not something that is given. But over here, like there was like I specifically saw there was an interview with like some of the Dragon Quest folks where like the interviewer like straight up mentioned like, yeah, people don't like those ports, and they were all like, wow, really? Okay. And so people were kind of like, oh, so that's when they decided to make the 2D 3D version or whatever. They were like, okay, now maybe people in in the States or in Europe or et cetera will want to play this because it is an actual like remake, a better version of it that is not just like a crappy shoved together mobile port.
I will say at the very least, like I think that type of thing is changing recently. I think like the best example of this is like Neo 2 was really successful as terms of like what the budget that went into that game and whatever.
Right.
And what they did was, and they're well, we'll talk about that later, but what they did is they had an alpha and a beta test for Neo 1 and 2, and both of those like they actually significantly changed based on the feedback from the surveys they did. And I think like seeing how those games became successful from where Team Ninja, I wouldn't exactly say they're a barn burner by any stretch of the imagination. They obviously have their games that sell, but never like a lot. And so Neo 2 doing really well, I hope like made a bunch of people in the industry go, oh, okay, shit. Like if we listen to this stuff, then like it will actually make the game better. I think FF14 as well probably helped with that too. Yeah, it's I'm hoping it continues to be a trend, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then like the big announcement was that Dragon Quest 12 is in the works, subtitled The Flames of Fate. The series creator Yuji Horii suggested that there might be some changes to the traditional turn-based battle system, and that it will be more directed at adults. This will also be planned for simultaneous worldwide release. However, no actual announcement of platforms or release date have been announced yet. So it's in development. We know it's in the works, and that there might be some changes to the way that the turn-based system plays out, which is mainly my big gripe with Dragon Quest. Not that like I dislike the games, it's just like trying out 11 for the first time, and 11 is the one that I know a lot of people have sworn by and have seen like, oh no, this is like the one. And I don't doubt that. It is just like so bare bones, and that's not like people like that in the series. It's why it's so successful for the past 35 years. I can definitely tell that I am probably of the demographic where they're looking at what to change up with 12 in a way where it's like, okay, we'll still keep it as a turn based, but what can we switch up? What can we shake up? And I guess I technically am one of the adults that they're gonna try and like look into, but that is so much of a toss up for what they could do.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with you. I was literally just thinking about how like I've played a couple Dragon Quest games, and I do like 11, but it definitely struck me as the type of thing where it's like I think we both have played like the Trails games, for example, and like there's a couple other JRPGs that I've played recently, like even Atelier to an extent, and like a couple other things. But like I mean, Final Fantasy is a great example. Like there's so much going on in any of those. Like there's like, you know, jobs, there's stuff like that, and there's jobs in some of the earlier Dragon Quest, but it never gets like as in depth as it does as like a Blue Mage in a Final Fantasy game, for example. And it's just like, I get it. I respect the classical presentation of it all. I respect that it's like going for a very simplistic and straightforward thing, and that it is this like thing, like, you know, cultural thing in Japan. It's like this monolith, but it's just like, it feels like the JRPG, everyone goes, this is the JRPG, when they're not playing any other JRPGs. That's what it feels like to me, because it's just it's not it's not, it doesn't stand out. It really doesn't. If you're playing other games in the genre, like you look at the story and you're like, well, it's cute that it's doing a little subversive bit in like they do in 11 or whatever with the classic Dragon Quest story, but it's just like, but here's the thing, like every JRPG has been doing a subversion of the classic Dragon Quest story for the last 25 years. Like there are 4 PlayStations, and each of them have had games that are subverting the classic Dragon Quest, you know, like it just feels like they haven't moved forward at all. And they have with their spin-offs, I'll grant them that. Like stuff like Builders is really cool, and stuff like Monsters even is a cool take on like Pokemon, and Rocket Slime, you know, everyone loves Rocket Slime. But it's just like, I hope that the main series does do something meaningful. I hope it's not just we're going to add a sphere grid or something, because that feels like what a lot of RPGs do these days.
I won't begrudge a sphere grid, but then it is definitely the implementation. It is how you implement that sphere grid. Does that sphere grid then become the Arcus unit, or does it just like stay a very rudimentary thing where it's like, yeah, you can unlock skills. We were gonna have this as a level up system, but no, I guess you can build up.
Now you do it manually instead, yeah.
Yeah, it's you play enough of these to see where exactly the similarities lie, and if there is something that wants to be different in its, if it wants to do like point allocation, or if it wants to do more of just like a united front with its leveling system, you see that and you can appreciate that. I'm very curious what change would mean for a series like Dragon Quest, where it definitely is just the bread and butter of how you do this.
Definitely.
Will a slime say fuck?
Oh, I hope so. The slimes just talk, full stop. I would love that.
They all have like 5 o'clock shadows. They're smoking a cigarette. They all just become Sid from FF7.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. They're just like really aggressive to everyone for no reason. They're like,
they just become Jack Frost.
I want to see like Office Lady Slime.
Oh, I love where my mind is. Where I know that now I recognize you meant like Shin Megami Tensei Jack Frost. I
Mhm.
definitely did just think fucking Rise of the Guardians. And I
Yeah.
guess like similar to that, I'm just thinking that they all just become like little Rimaroos, I guess.
Mm.
All right, yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll go for that. There were some other little things that they mentioned too. There was also that Dragon Quest Treasures game that they announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a prequel story with Eric from 11. Looks like it's gonna be like
And
an
his
action
sister.
RPG, and his sister. Yes, that's right. It's gonna be like an action RPG sort of thing. Collecting treasure, having a good time. But then also Yuji Horii straight up also mentioned like, oh, by the way, we're like totally gonna do 3D 2D remakes of Dragon Quest 1 and 2. And he also was just like, also we're totally just gonna do another Monsters eventually. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He was also just dropping shit too. They were like trying to stop him, and he was just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. Who cares?
Oh no, are our profits gonna go down because people know that these things are gonna happen? Us, the Dragon Quest people,
Yeah.
our competitors at Final Fantasy. What are they gonna say? Oh no.
Yeah, they're competitors that are of the same company.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I hope that he's just like taking the piss out of anyone that still thinks Squaresoft is a thing at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably that Squaresoft Enix divide is the reason why Dragon Quest has stayed so classical. Like Final Fantasy has always been the experimental JRPG, right? Like
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
they go fucking insane every entry. So I guess it makes sense, but it's also like, I mean, how long can you stay in that, mold? Like how long does that last? And I'm very interested to see what they do.
When you're making that kind of money forever.
No, I know, but like, how does the team
Yeah,
not
no,
die?
I know. Yeah. No, I get it. I'm talking shit, but yeah, you're right.
New drinking game. Rewatch that. Rewatch the Dragon Quest Direct and take a shot every time they play the Dragon Quest theme.
Oh God!
Don't say that. People will die.
I'm not gonna knock it because by the end of listening to it, I am just like, man, yeah, this is the theme of adventure. But at the same time, it is like the one song.
Yeah, it's
I-
one song.
I really hope that them mixing shit up with this new game also means they can get rid of the garbage composer man,
Yeah,
who is just evil, and
Yeah.
that would be great.
get.
I mean-
fuck it. Get Ishiwatari in there.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Haven't they like basically been gearing up for that anyway? Because like A, he's like 1,000,000 years old, and like B, they were like starting to get his protege ready. I'm pretty sure. So
Sure. But
yeah, I bet the protege is just gonna do 12 because like yeah. It's like that motherfucker did like what? There's like 7 songs in Dragon Quest 11. Like
there sure are.
14 if
Yeah.
you count the orchestra versions in the
That's
special
very
edition.
true. What about the 21 if you include the 8-bit versions that play when you do the 8-bit mode?
Oh,
Again, I swear 11 is probably a good game. It is just very easy to dunk on the traditional aspects when it's like I'm playing stuff that is doing like dubstep in the background.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Like anachronistic stuff that has become sort of like inherent to JRPGs. I think
Mhm.
at this point, like everyone always talks about like, oh, I love Xenogears and stuff like that or whatever. Or like
Yeah, and those
Dragon
are just
Quest
like
hasn't reached that point.
you don't have any J-Rock in Dragon Quest yet.
You really don't.
Oh,
You don't have
God,
a
what
random
if
boss fight that's rapping or something like.
Dragon Quest 12 is going to introduce Visual K into the world.
If they did that though, I would be popping. I would be going crazy. That would be really good.
Is Dragon Quest 12 gonna have Gact in it or
Yeah.
Just get X Japan or something.
yeah?
Just-
God.
No, I was gonna make a joke about like they were gonna hire one of the bands that recently had to get like canceled for dumb reasons.
like the Jujutsu Kaisen
yeah.
alley people, yeah.
They were in talks with them, and then it's just like, sorry,
Sorry, you did the Nigerian prince scam on someone.
yeah.
You can't compose Dragon Quest.
You're lucky that you didn't get caught with a gram of drug, but we still
You
have
smoked
to
one
rake
weed.
you through the
This
coals.
means you can still see your family at least.
Yeah. This means you don't have to go through the process of relocating to Siberia.
You can keep your fingerprints.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
bad.
there was also a Sonic. I think it was like Sonic Central. I think they called it.
Yeah.
That one was
Yep.
definitely a bit lighter. I think a bunch of people were pissed as fuck about that, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But because of course they were. You know.
Well, they wanted
listen.
They wanted a repeat of the other live event where it was like Crush 40
so
cutting up between
good.
mics and like trying to get a fan to sing along with Sonic Heroes and just the irreparable buzzing that made it into one of the boss stages for fucking Sonic Mania.
That was so good. That was like one of the best events I've ever had to cover. I was
It's
so
very
stoked
good.
the entire time.
But yeah, we are here 5 years later, which 5 whole years later.
5 years. Ugh.
Yeah,
You know,
ugh.
that kind of event makes sense at 25. At 30, you kind of just want to like brush things along quickly.
Yeah.
It was mostly merch announcements. It was just like, hey, we have an action figure. Here's Sonic Bling. That was the honestly highlight of the event was when they were like, and for those of you who are in tune with the hip hop community or whatever it was,
Yep.
it was like, yeah, they had like, yeah, it was like bling necklaces of Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and I think like Shadow or something. I don't remember, but that was good as hell.
I was like one of the 10 people that immediately took to Photoshop to make the photo of Howie from Uncut Gems holding the Sonic medallion.
It was very good. It was very good. But yeah, I mean, other than the merch, and they talked a little bit about like the new show that's coming out on Netflix, and I guess there's going to be some new animations that are coming out for YouTube, and I mean, there was that weird thing that happened where like a few months ago, Roger Craig Smith like quit playing Sonic, and then now all of a sudden he's just like, never mind, I'm back. Also, I've been I've been still doing the Sonic voice basically the whole time, because like, yeah, they're doing new cartoon stuff that he's gonna be playing Sonic. They're doing a remaster of Sonic Colors, which that's cool, I guess. I know people like Sonic Colors. He's playing Sonic in that. Like, I guess they redid the voice acting, but he's Sonic in that.
Oh no, that was his first Sonic game.
That was his first one, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm still pretty sure they like re-recorded the dialogue though. I saw like that's why people knew about it, because it leaked like a couple of months ago, because they re-recorded the voice acting, and it was like on like a list of things that were recorded at a voice studio or some shit.
I forgot that the voice of Tails and Amy both quit at this like around the same time.
Okay,
That's really weird.
it is weird. But then there was one other thing. They did like a little teaser of a game for next year, the big 3D Sonic that everyone has been wanting. But they just left it on like a teaser. But I guess people dug around in the website's metadata and found out that it's called Sonic Rangers. And also at the beginning of January, there was a 4chan post where someone talked about a Sonic Rangers because they like did a focus test for it, and they said they didn't like it. But I don't know. It sounds like a 3D
excited.
Sonic game.
Yeah, it says open world, right? That was the main thing, and
Yeah, I mean, I could just like read off what they said here. It's just like, yeah, it says it's open world adventure game with heavy inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, there were 2 sections, open world and a boss battle. Open world is populated with small enemies and puzzles. You can like complete puzzles and beat enemies to get EXP for stuff on a skill tree.
Sonic 06 2, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Please.
Skill tree unlocks abilities like the spin cycle, where you hold Y, Sonic starts tracing a line behind him. If you finish a circle, it attacks all enemies in the circle.
Okay.
Yeah. They did say the music goes hard, so, it's a Sonic game.
When doesn't it? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's a Sonic game, so it's got good music.
Sonic Forces had... Well, actually, Sonic Forces had really good music. I forgot. I was going to say, because Crush 40 didn't do that one, but they did do some sicko shit with that soundtrack, so...
They sure did.
Yeah.
I'll
fist bump Sonic.
Yeah, I would too.
Hooba stink.
Hooba stink. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all they kind of said. I think they did mention that they were probably going to do like more of these things, so they'll probably announce more stuff later on. But
I just gotta say, it's 2021 and they still haven't announced any Chow Garden equivalent. They are on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're out of they're off the goop.
They love to not make money.
That is what it feels like. I think that feels like the Sega, prerogative in general. Yeah, like, I mean, they just did that Virtual Fighter 5 thing this week too, where it's like, it's not gonna have rollback, and it's like, what's the point, man? What's the point?
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're updated on the Dragon engine, so you can just bring them into Lost Judgment, I guess, but...
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And speaking of, Sonic the Fighters is going to be in Lost Judgment.
Yeah, they did mention that.
It is? Oh, fuck
Yeah.
yes. Let's go. Finally a good fighting game in there.
You get to bully high schoolers and then go and play Sonic the Fighters.
You have to parry the... I forgot about the fucking insane thing they said where you don't, like, fight the high schoolers. You just bully and parry them. What the fuck?
Yeah. You take your time. You, the 40-year-old, get to bully a bunch of high schoolers. And then you can go play as Bean the Dynamite.
Thank God.
What's better than this?
Nothing. That's what.
Imagine if they just put the whole ass Chow Garden in a Yakuza game one day. Just like the one from Sonic Adventure 2. Like, you can just go in there. And you're just like... But instead of Eggman, you're like a little Kiryu. And you walk around, but it's exactly the same.
Here's my concept here. You know how they have those, like... it was in Yakuza 6 where you could, like, collect the cats? Yakuza 8, you're going around as Ichiban, collecting chows all over the place, and there's just, like, a straight-up physical chow garden that you walk into. But like you're saying like chibi Kiryu. I want full size fucking like Ichiban ass Ichiban walking around the chow garden picking up chows.
I was visualizing in my head like the exact Sonic Adventure 2 chow garden. It's an arcade cabinet or something at the Sega Club, and it's just the thing. You can pick up all the pickups in the real world and put it into the thing.
Right.
So, like, to replicate the animals and stuff. But instead of, like, Eggman walking around and doing the Chow stuff in the Chow Garden, it is, like, a Sonic Adventure 2 on-model Kiryu or something.
Oh, that's good. I could also see, like... I can see, like, the Sujimon guy doing, like, I made this room into a Chow Garden. Go collect the Chow.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, like chows based on all the Sujimon that you beat up. That would be pretty good. That's we're coming up with ideas. This is free money. Free money.
Copyright. TM.
But yeah, there's that. Let's talk about some stuff that we have played, not stuff that we will play. Maverick, why don't you fill us in on some stuff that you've been going on with?
Yeah, so I had been going through my RPG kicks, and after spending some time with Like a Dragon, getting a chance to finish that, I figured, okay, let me go back into Trails of Cold Steel 3 that I played a little bit of before dipping into other games, but now coming back into it, it is very, like, as we had talked a bit in regard to Dragon Quest, the Trails series is definitely one that makes the concept of a turn-based RPG very lucrative and innovative. And especially here, where now that everything is updated to the PS4, like, I have never seen a JRPG where every button does something. There is, like, a very unique sense of control in that it's not just scrolling through menus. You are literally like every button in the moment of battle is like in different kind of input where I won't get too much into story stuff just because like I mean I know Rose is still in the process of catching up and I don't want to get too into it, but the main thing is that it takes place a couple of years after the events of the second game, and so not like a full clean slate. You're still the protagonist in the Cold Steel series, Rean Schwarzer, and through circumstances and setups and goofs, basically, you are now having to be a teacher in a branch campus of the military academy that you did all of your fun adventures in. So, one, you have the very fun realization of, oh god, I have to teach a couple of freaks now. How did I deal with this, like, as the student? But then also, like, a lot more stuff that, ultimately will culminate in a lot of the prior series, like coming back and just doing a lot of fun stuff. It is interesting to see events being laid out here where there are even just some characters from like the Trails to Azure and Trails to Zero games showing up, and it's just like, yeah, hey, I'm here now. If you didn't know me before, guess what? I'm still doing stuff. Nice to meet you. And no, I think it's just really fun to see that like every goddamn button is in use here, where you still have your spells, you have your skills, you have item usage, main attacks. The newest thing that gets introduced is the concept of the order system. So Cold Steel introduced being able to do like follow-up attacks and through just like combat links. And as you build up, you can build up points from these singular follow-ups to then do like dual attacks or like full team like beat downs on a group of enemies. Alongside still keeping those mechanics, you have something else called orders, which are basically additional buffs that you can apply to the whole team, where it's like, oh, for 8 full turns you can like reduce the amount of damage that you take. For 4 turns and like 2 points, you can choose to like have everyone on a full reflect. And it's interesting to see those come to play where it's very easy to hoard points in the previous game, where it's like, well, I want to do my big attack, I want to do this whole all-out setup because I have nothing else to use them for. This is at least making use of that resource in a way where it is viable to think, okay, how do I want to just like do an all-out attack here, or do I want to do something different? Do I want to be a bit more defensive? The Trail series is very good at making status effects a viable option to look at and make use of, where I feel like it is very easy for some JRPGs to just barrel through that, and so that's been very fun to integrate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for that because, I'm still in Trails in the Sky, and I don't think it's particularly, boring by any stretch of the imagination, but it is much more simplistic. I think, like, it still uses its space in an interesting way. We have to move around, and, like, set up, like, oh, yeah, this covers here, this covers here. Pretty standard, but it's, like, fun. You have the break things that break up the turn-based thing. I think that still exists in that one, I'd assume.
Yep.
The S-crafts and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cold Steel ultimately, like, saw Persona coming up and, like, that lit a fire under it to just be like, okay, let's use some of this stuff. But you can definitely see where it pivots from that and deviates into something else, which is very interesting to see, and just sort of, like, recognizing what is the current, like, new hotness and just going, okay, what do we want to lift from that, and what can we use? And it's cool that they didn't use, I'm gonna go date my teacher as one of those options.
It's always nice.
It's always good, we respect JRPG writers that go, hey, this might be a little gross if we like actually did that. What if we tried to do something else with it?
I think sorry, tripping over myself. I saw that the Trails of Azure Geofront translation actually just came out. It's one of the ones that hasn't been translated officially and probably never will be. But
yeah,
very robust fan translation out there for people to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool to see. I'm I'm all for the proliferation of trails now. I think I'm just like, yes, this is the good shit. This is real good shit.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I will continue to say that it's really good.
All right. Good to hear. Rose, how about you? Is there anything you want to discuss?
Sure. In terms of RPGs, I did pick up the Nocturne remake.
Nice.
Remaster, I guess I should say. I haven't played it yet. I'm a big SMT head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you not know?
I don't think I've ever heard of you talk about an SMT game.
Oh, I really like SMT4 a lot. Like a lot.
Well, I
Doobie
mean,
and Shibuya.
that is a game that I have an urge to play like every couple of months, and I pop it into my 3DS and I start to mess around with it, and then I get into like 2 random encounters and I immediately get killed, and I go, all right, okay, I'll try this again.
Yeah, it rules.
SMT is a brutalist game, let me tell you, but you get used to it. Like, I played 3 when I was a little baby, so...
Okay.
Like, sort of, it gets ingrained in your brain. I
See,
played it before Persona, so...
I mean, I guess, I don't know, like, just from what I've seen of SMT3, that game at least, like, seems to make sense. It's, like, 3 seems like a game where it's just, like, you just can't go on autopilot. You have to pay attention during that game,
sure.
no matter what. 4, from what I have played, I just feel like it just kicks your ass and it doesn't care. And
I don't think so. I would say 4 is so much easier than 3.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All right, maybe I need to actually play 3 just because like I've played 4 and I've seen footage of 3, so I don't know. I guess I don't know. We'll see.
No, I think 3. I think they're both difficult, but I think 4 is much easier and has a lot more tools and is a lot more fair. You're not getting, Matador's the famous one everyone points to, but there's just like so many things to that original game where it's just like press turn just gets brutal, in a way that it does not exist in 4.
All right.
You can't really get fucked up to the degree you can in Nocturne in 4.
Yeah, there's no Mott situation in 4.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like I get it. Because the opening to that game's pretty hard, but I think like the thing about that game is like once you get past the opening, you're fine. You're really fine for like a very, very, very long time.
Maybe I need to just like actually start over and like figure out exactly what I'm doing from the top, because I just have like a save.
Are you just picking up a save? Yeah, don't do that. I think that's probably
Okay.
part of your problem. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just get that full wipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I haven't touched it yet because
Okay.
I have been multiple things. I'll talk about one after this. But the main thing was I just finished Nier Replicant finally. I got the last ending and everything. So I was like, before I get into something more intensive, I should do some other stuff that I was working on. So I was like, okay, before I start this, I should get a little further in Omori, which I'm continuing to play. And a couple other games, but the thing that immediately stuck out to me is that this game is insanely pricey if you wanted to get everything involved with it, which is not too uncommon for Atlas games these days, because I was definitely looking at the store and I was seeing that there's like 30 costume packs for Persona 5 Royal that all cost like $10. But this one was like, I wanted the Dante mode, and that's 10 extra dollars right there for the Dante mode. And then there's stuff like BGM packs, I think, and like a couple difficulty adjusters that also cost money. And then there's there was like this thing, I knew a bunch of people grabbed the $70 digital deluxe just to play it 4 days early, which is just like, man, Atlas is getting so bad with this stuff, which is, that's Sega, I guess. Ultimately, that is Sega again.
Yeah.
But it really struck because I feel like I've been able to ignore most of it because it's just been like those cosmetic packs for Persona where I'm not buying a fucking costume pack for Persona. I don't care. I'm just going to play Persona and it's fine. But like the 3DS era of Atlas games where like they made that Radiant Historia remake, which was really good, except it had like $32 DLCs with it. And it's just like, man, come on. You're making a remake, just include that shit. I'm excited to get into it, is my point. Because I know they put the Persona skill inheritance stuff in, and
that seemed like the best possible edition.
Oh, it's so good because do you know how it worked before? Just completely
It was random.
and
Yeah. Wow, I had no idea that they included that. Oh, this is a super like I've already been wanting to get Nocturne, but
yeah, I was like, so I have the fucking PS2 game on my shelf, literally right behind me, and I was like, if I really wanted to, I could just play that. But then I saw like it does that. It has some I think save state stuff that you can do.
Yeah, like suspension saves where it's just like on the fly.
And I was just like, okay, well, fuck. Actually, no, it's fine. I can buy Nocturne again. It's been 15 years or whatever. But yeah, looking forward to getting into that. The main reason I haven't been playing it was because I've been playing, and we'll have a review on the site for this in a couple days probably. I almost have it done. Wonder Boy, Asha in Monster World, which is a remake of the fourth Wonder Boy game from 1994 that never came out in America until the Wii Virtual Console.
Right.
And that is just a straightforward 2D platformer, let me tell you. That is a game from 1994, let me tell you. It's cute. It's fine. It's just, it was the sort of thing where it's like, why did you like, this is sort of how I felt about Nocturne, because I feel like Nocturne made some meaningful changes that really helped with it, but like at the same time, like they didn't really do like a big art shift or like, like the opening video is still 4:3 and looks like shit because that's good. That's good in my opinion. That's good, but like they didn't do that much work to it. They ended up doing some more over time, but like seeing that, and then also like the Mass Effect stuff coming out recently, and there's a ton of remakes coming out right now. It just sort of made me go like, why did they decide to remake this game? Because it's sort of like they really went for a faithful recreation of this game, just in a 2.5D setup instead of just purely 2D. And it looks fine, but like you look at like what like the Shantae games are doing right now, and you can tell that Shantae is definitely inspired by what this game is. Like it's literally like very like 1001 Nights aesthetics, like like they have basically the same outfit except Asha is wearing slightly more clothes. And you just wonder like, why did we go for this like weird 3D style instead of going for a more polished like Shantae look? Why isn't there auto saves? Looks like because if you're like me and you can never save your fucking video game. This is the weirdest trait I have actually, because I've always been a JRPG head, right? Like since the PS1 era, even I would say, and I hate saving. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You'd think I would have the fear of God in me. But
well, no, your whole purpose is defeating God.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Not in Dragon Quest though. Not in Dragon Quest.
No,
we can't go that far.
You just defeat a
you just defeat a king, yeah.
Low key, just Maverick and Rose shitting on Dragon Quest.
Sorry. Sorry, all the Dragon Quest fans out there. I'm sure it's really good. I'm gonna play 7 soon, I promise. But no, like it's just a very, very, very basic game. It's very basic. It has one key feature that I think makes and breaks the game to an extent, because it's not a long game. I want to get that out of the way. It's not a long game at all. It is like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. And it does. I would not say it has the most replay value or anything. But the main mechanic of the game, after you finish the first dungeon, is you get this little blue orb guy who flies around with you called the Pepalagoo. And he's just like your little buddy, and he just flies around, and you press this button to call him over to you, and you use him to like double jump, to like activate switches, to like fly, to use him as like a shield for you. You freeze him and use him as a block and slide him around. You do all this shit. You do a lot of fucked up shit to this thing, but there's always a sign nearby that says, "Don't worry, it loves doing this." But so like I really like this little guy because he's really cute. Like all the things he does, like the way he presses switches is you throw him at the switch and then he'll like stop right before the switch and just stick his little tongue out and just poke it and like little stuff like that. And like that part, that all of that is really cute, and they do some interesting stuff with it as it goes on. But at the same time, like I said, you have to press this button to call it, and the transition to a 2.5D environment means everything looks a lot bigger, and everything is a lot bigger than it was in the 2D thing, where it was the way the original game set up is that old, like it's almost like Zelda 2. The whole game's kind of like Zelda 2. And there's this thing where it would have almost seamless, like you press up on a door and then you go into a layer of the environment in the old way, in the old game, but it was all like purely 2D aesthetics and everything. But the way that would work is that it would just automatically shift all the character, or like your character and the Peppa Lagoon to the front immediately, for example, if you're exiting a door or something like that. Now the Peppa Lagoon's getting like stuck on rocks and like, or taking a little bit to get between doors. So you have to like hold down R1 and just sit there waiting for the little guy to come over to you. And so that you can do whatever you're going to do. And like, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. But when you're doing this, like, you're doing this like 70 times a dungeon. You're pressing this button to get this guy to come and help you.
Right.
It gets a little tedious, especially since you have to hold down. Holding down the bumper is never fun. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think it's the most fun button to hold down. So having to hold it down all the time to just do anything in the game feels really weird. It definitely feels like a relic of that limited Mega Drive control scheme and stuff like that. But it feels like the type of thing where if you're remaking this game, maybe you just make a dedicated double jump button or something, right? And just make a new animation for it. Like, they had to make this from the ground up. This isn't just a case of, like, they're remastering it like Nocturne. They had to remake this entire game. They made all this maps, all this new physics and stuff like that. And I appreciate how, like, dedicated it is to recreating that. But at a certain point, you're like, hey, maybe you could have built up off of this.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like, the reason why they did this is because there was that, when they remade
Dragon's Trap or whatever.
Dragon's Trap. Yeah, that was the third Wonder Boy game. That one
was a cool 2D.
Yeah, that one was 2D. That one was like, you know, I feel like this one is just kind of like Sega being like, hey, you know what? Let's also remake 4, you know, whatever. This one definitely doesn't have as much like passion behind it.
Well, I don't know if I would say that. I think it does to an extent, because you can tell, like, they like faithfully recreated everything. Like, I think, like, I can think of other games where they've remade it and it's been like, okay, you just did, like, you know, I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's a remake, but you look at New Super Mario Bros. And you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure,
that type of, like, soullessness. I don't think there's a soullessness here. I think there is a dedication. It's just that was probably rushed, probably realistically. Maybe. I think they probably just said, like, you have like 8 months to make this. Go ahead. So it was fun enough, but I was just sort of sitting there like, why did they do this? Like, I get that they remade Wonder Boy 3, but it's like, I don't know, why did you do this? What possessed you to remake the fourth one completely in 3D when you made the third one in 2D, you know, the new style and everything? Like, it's really strange to me. It's very strange. They also like made some choices, like, spoilers for the game. At one point, the princess who you're helping becomes evil, and they gave her like a sexy outfit with like the vagina bones, as they say. And I was just sort of like, I was like, is this in the original? And I looked up in the original, she's just wearing a normal dress, and I'm like, okay.
Vagina bones are evil. Yeah.
It got real horny for a second. I don't know. Okay.
When you turn evil, your vagina grows bones. That's what happens.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
You can never unsee it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a totally fine game. Like I said, there'll be a review on the site. It's almost
okay.
fine. And but yeah, it's totally fine. I think that the asking price is pretty high, $35. That's steep for a 4-hour, pretty like still 90s core platformer. Especially considering this was on the Genesis Mini a couple years ago. Yeah.
But if you buy the physical version, you also get the original game, but only if you buy the physical version.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah.
I guess they have a thing with strictly limited games, which is a different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that original, my code didn't work still for some reason.
Okay.
So I just ended up emulating it. Sorry, everyone. And I appreciate, I think, aspects of the original more than the remake. I appreciate what the remake does. It made me appreciate what the remake does more, but I look at the aesthetics and the music of that original, and it just feels a lot more like, oh yeah, I totally get what they were going for at the time. I get that they were trying to make a Zelda 2-like game, but like not fall into the pitfalls of Zelda 2. So yeah, it's like cute. It's fine. It's good. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's amazing, but I think I would rather play Shantae is the thing that I kept thinking of. I was like, man, I should go play that new Shantae I didn't play instead. Because this definitely felt like the sort of thing where I think they could have gotten away with making it $35 and making it what it was if they added maybe like a couple more dungeons, maybe expanded upon the dungeons, added a little more depth, because as is, it's very much like, yeah, this sure is a Mega Drive game, but in like modern paint in a really weird way.
All right. Me, John, I finished Resident Evil 8.
Nice, I did too.
I'm not gonna go in on that because, you know, Solon has his fucking 35-minute long video, which I can now watch. But, I really liked Resident Evil 8 a lot. The more I think about it, the more I like it. It's just a lot of, like, really fun, dumb set pieces. And, yeah, I mean, the thing that I think about a lot is how much it feels like a friggin' amusement park ride. But, like, specifically about how characters talk to you. Like, I just think about the fucking Spider-Man ride at Universal, how, like, you're in, like, the flying car thing, and, like, all the characters have to, like, come up to you, and, like, you know, it's like fucking Hobgoblin's gotta be like, oh, you're Spider-Man's little friend, and let me throw bombs at you to make the car shake around, you know, like, it's that. It's just that, you know, because, like, you know, whenever you talk to somebody, like, fucking your, you know, Lady Dimitrescu's gotta come up to you and, like, hold you and lift you up and be like, stupid man thing, I'm holding you. You can feel me grabbing you and throwing you, you know, like, if someone,
God,
like,
I wish.
Someone could absolutely, like, you know, it would take a long time or whatever, but, like, if they had those, like, those chairs that, like, you know, move as you move or whatever, like, if someone just took one of the chairs from the Spider-Man ride or something, they could hook it up to Resident Evil 8 and you could just, it would just, like, move, you know, you could be, like, thrown around and shit like that, you know. It is a fucking Universal Studios roller coaster as a video game, and I love it.
I definitely enjoyed it as well. I think that I did not like 7. I'm gonna drop you my hot take. I didn't like 7 that much. I liked parts of 7, but I felt like as a cohesive whole, I thought the DLC was a lot better, at least. But I think about the swamp and the boat.
Being able to play as Punch Uncle is definitely really...
Oh, the Punch Uncle's incredible. Just downright amazing.
It's incredible.
That's the best part of that game.
Yes.
Other than Jack, I think Jack is just... I mean, Jack's in that DLC, isn't he? I think.
Technically, yes.
But like, I really liked Jack in the main game, and then I felt everything after that was sort of like... to be
I kind of feel like the game dips after the Marguerite fight. I think the Marguerite fight is when it dips a bit. But yeah, I mean, I still liked 7. I didn't dislike the boat section as much as I feel like a lot of people did. But It's definitely just a little bit of a downwards turn, but 8 is just consistently good. I feel like it's good all the way through.
I agree from a gameplay point. I think that like there's some aspects of it that are like I feel like could be a lot better. I feel like the boss fight, like I just want them to make RE4. I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna level with you. I want them to make
Sure.
RE4 again. And I feel like this was the closest they've gotten in so long.
Mhm.
This was the closest they've gotten since RE4. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, just turn the dial more. Keep turning the dial. Like, I think like the main thing that leads me into this game is like, leads me from going like, this game is like amazing, is I think everything with Lady Dimitrescu is whack. I think she's like, people going crazy for her was like, okay, but like in the game itself, she does like nothing, and people are still going crazy for her. She was never really intimidating to me as a Mr. X type guy.
No.
And the daughter boss fights were really fast. That's all I'm going to talk about. I think most of the boss fights are just really fast. And I also like, I can appreciate this again because I was glad. I want something like Resident Evil 4. I was never scared of this game. I don't think even once.
I was scared during the PT section. I guess we can call it that.
Okay.
That got to me a bit because I'm a
sicko.
I mean, I didn't really know all that stuff was gonna happen, and I was just kind of like, oh god, but
I think. Well, okay, so I'm gonna level with you. That part of my, I think desensitization would be I did stream it for 3 people, and we were all doing it together.
I was by my fucking self.
But I think like I was just doing everything in the PT part like very like matter of factly and manually. Like I just immediately walked up to the like mannequin on the table and started doing the stuff with that, and everyone was just like, "Why are you just doing this immediately? Like, aren't you like scared?" And I was like, "No. I don't know. I need to solve the puzzle."
Very equivalent to Solin's setup of like, oh, I'll let the thing happen while I go make myself a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt all the time. I think it's fine that it's not scary. I actually prefer like more horror aesthetic things rather than, going for all jump scares all the time or something.
Yeah.
So I was fine with that, but I feel like the low point of that game is the ending. That's the only thing I think, because there's just a lot of, without getting into it, there's a lot of things at the end where it just feels like they're pulling everything out to go, yeah, look, it's Resident Evil.
Yeah, it is a little out of nowhere.
But it's fine. It's like it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I still liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I enjoyed playing it quite a bit. Much better first person setup in this one than in 7, I think. Because 7 just felt like Outlast.
Yeah, 7 definitely felt like they wanted to make 7 felt like they wanted to make a modern horror game, and I think they did the best they could with that. But with 8, I legitimately think they sat down and they were like, okay, let's make this a haunted house amusement park ride, and they did that, and I think that was way smarter than trying to make it a serious Outlast thing,
Yeah, definitely. I think it worked for its benefit a lot. I feel like maybe this game might have been rushed also, is how I feel about it. I think specifically from the angle of how they talk about werewolves in the game a million times, and there are not. There's wolves you fight at one point that I guess are werewolves, but they just sort of call a bunch of generic guys lichens, and it's like, those are just guys.
They're pissed guys that bite you.
I guess, but like, they're just guys.
I was promised werewolves, but I was just here like, werewolves.
Listen, specifically, I was promised Chris Redfield werewolf on the cover, and I did not get Chris Redfield werewolf, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
But no, I hope the next thing they do is bring back Wesker. That's what I want.
I mean, my real hope, my true hope is that. See, okay, I'm gonna give you the fucking I'm gonna give you the fucking opinion to end all opinions on Resident Evil because it is so stupid that you're all gonna laugh, but I'm gonna stand by it, okay? The reason why I am frustrated with the Lady Dimitrescu stuff here is that if people were still super high, like if we had some more time between 7 and 8, and we had gotten another fucking Capcom versus game, we could have had Jack as a fucking fighting game character, but now they're probably gonna put fucking Lady Dimitrescu in if they make like Marvel 4 or something, and she's not even gonna be fucking fun to play as. But Jack would have been so much fun to play as. Like, just after I finished RE7, I was just sitting there like, man, Jack would have been so, oh my god, he would have been so good in Marvel Infinite. He would have been so good. He is like perfect for Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, he's perfect for that kind of game. But like, I don't know who in 8 would be really good for that. Like, no, like I'm like trying to think of somebody, and like no, I like nobody would be really good for it. But like, because everyone
there.
Fucking, I mean, like the closest thing is like maybe Heisenberg, like maybe, but like,
oh, you know what? Let me ask you something, and maybe I'm just hypersensitive to these types of things.
Okay.
But did it ever feel to you like someone was holding a gun to Heisenberg's head and making him say a misogynist thing like
yes.
every few seconds? It was like really funny to me. I was just like,
no,
it's just like he's talking normally, and then he'll just be like, and that bitch, and I'm like, okay,
no,
whoa.
he is constantly calling characters
but
bitches.
He sounds like he's forced to. He doesn't sound like he's like intending to.
That is kind of just how he sounds, because he's just kind of like, Mother Miranda, that bitch. Like, that's just kind of.
But it will just come out of nowhere. Like, it's like he'll be in the middle of a speech, and then he'll just drop like like that sick bitch or something, and it'll just be like, why did you say that, my man?
Heisenberg, who's hurting you?
I mean,
the guys online told me I had to assert myself more.
Yeah.
I have found this Reddit.com. They told me my outfit was cool.
What a game.
Good game. Let's see here. So, yeah, a lot of other news happened. Let's get through some of this stuff. Some of this is pretty quick. I'll just kind of blow through this here. We got confirmation that there's going to be another Bloodstained game. You know, like not like Curse of the Moon 2. You know, we did have another Curse of the Moon, but it seems like we're going to have a sequel to Ritual of the Night. No real information, but there was like a 505 games like I don't know, like an investors thing. I don't fucking know, but it just says second version in development for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So sounds like they are making another one of those. Which, like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I still need to actually finish that game because I borrowed it from a friend, and I borrowed it from a friend, and I played a bit of that, but then I had to give it back, and then I played a good amount of it on Game Pass, but then I was like, I don't use Game Pass very much, so then I stopped doing Game Pass, but then I bought the Switch version, so I will just finish it on Switch.
They added that randomizer mode to it.
They added a lot of shit to that game. Yeah. There's a lot of shit.
They just added the Zangetsu mode now. So
yeah. They added a mode that plays like classic Vania.
Yeah, it's a great game is the thing. I think all I want out of another one is maybe some tighter controls and a different visual presentation, because I think easily the weakest part of that game is how it looks.
Yeah, I said it to you when you mentioned it earlier, but they need to figure out the lighting or something, because that game just looks
lighting
really...
is definitely the problem. Yeah,
it is so like everything looks like it's covered in a film.
Yeah,
like all the characters look like they just like stepped out of like a shower, basically. Like they look like they like jumped in a pool and then came out and they're dripping wet. Like everyone looks like they just have a fucking veneer of wetness on them. But yeah, that game is still really good. Iga still knows how to make those games. So yeah, I would love for them to make another Bloodstained. But in less good news, Hatoful Boyfriend, the pigeon dating game, that everyone initially is like, oh man, isn't it crazy that you date pigeons? But then you actually play the game and it's like, oh wow, the feelings. Well, it seems like it's going to be a little bit harder to play these games in the future because MOA 810, the original creator of the games, specifically the original Hatoful Boyfriend and its spin-off Holiday Star, they have confirmed that the iOS, Android, and PlayStation versions will be unavailable for purchase after this month. The Steam versions will still be available, but I guess after May, they will not be available anymore. Sounds like it's a purely a publishing deal thing. There's always a chance that someone else will pick up the publishing rights again and put them back up. I feel like at the very least, maybe the PlayStation version will probably come back. Like someone will pick that up and be like, that'll be like a good news story for them to just be like, hey, you got the right stuff to Hatoful Boyfriend again. Here you go, folks. But yeah, it's always a shame when something like that goes the way of the dodo, I guess you could say. Ha ha ha. Bird joke.
Ba-dum-bum.
But yeah, I mean it'll still be available on Steam, so it's not like it's going away forever. But yeah, there's just this is video games are a business, and that will always be a problem. Is right. Who's talking about the Destiny stuff? What's going on with Destiny?
Okay, that's me. Hi.
Okay.
I wrote a few of these things. So Destiny's adding crossplay. Destiny 2, that is, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's going to have just full. So they've had cross saves for a while, but they're just going straight on, full on crossplay. Going to be on the PS4, PS5, and that's the same. That's the same because I don't think there is a PS5 version of Destiny yet. Going to be on all of them. They're going to just activate it, which is similar to what Apex did when they added crossplay last year. It's just going to be activated. You don't have to apply or anything. It's an open beta right now, I believe. So you're just sort of in it. I think the only problem right now is that there's no testing invites right now, so you're just playing with random people. This beta, this is just Wild's End beta. The official one's going to come in like a couple months or something, or maybe a month, I think they said. But yeah, that's going on. They're adding crossplay. And the other thing was they just re-added that big famous raid from Destiny 1 that everyone likes, the Vault of Glass, to Destiny 2. But there happens to be a bug currently that makes it so that you can instantly kill any raid boss by pushing them off a cliff. And they had to put out a thing that was like, hey, if you're going to be doing the raid racing where they set up this thing in Destiny 2 when they do the raids called contest mode, where basically everything is a lot harder than it usually will be. And it's like they measure times, and it's a way that they can measure specifically which groups are clearing when without having to rely on outside numbers. And they were just like, hey, if we catch you pushing them off a cliff, you will be instantly disqualified from the raid race or whatever, which I think is extremely funny. I don't know how you get a bug like that, but yeah, I haven't been in Destiny for a while, but I know a lot of people still play it. I know a lot of people who personally who play it. I think it's crazy that game's still going, if I'm going to be real with you. It feels like the type of thing where, like, I've heard horror stories of how they're, like, you know, I think Skull talked about their glamour system a couple weeks ago. With how you set up outfits and stuff and what a nightmare that is. But I can't believe that it is as big as it is still.
Right.
And I'd be interested to see what Bungie's making, because I know they talked about they're making another game. And I'd be interested to see what that is and how it affects Destiny 2. Because, you know, when they were still under Activision's thumb, it really seemed like they were going to just make Destiny 3 or something, like, in a couple years. But I wonder what that is like now, since they made a roadmap that's like, hey, we have 2 more expansions coming out. At least. But yeah, there's that. And also in related crossplay news, Borderlands 3 added crossplay as well recently. Okay. Which is sort of out of nowhere, if I'm being real with you. That game is, 2 years old now?
Yeah.
They just added it. But it does not have Sony's blessing. It does not have crossplay on Sony platforms because Sony blocked it. And you can take that with a grain of salt, I guess, because, you know, Randy Pitchford is the one saying this.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't trust that guy, but we do have the Fortnite documentation from a couple weeks ago that does imply that Sony does block crossplay stuff. Sony does charge people money if they decide to let them do crossplay. So yeah, like, I buy it. Really wish Sony would quit it. Gonna be real with you. Very discouraging in terms of me thinking like, oh god, I have to own a PlayStation to play Final Fantasy in a couple years. And I kind of don't want one because of how Sony has been so consistently with everything. But gotta bite that bullet, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bummer, man. It's just like all the stuff with the Apple stuff that's come out, all the documents about Sony is just like, man, Sony really does suck. I mean, even just the stuff about The Last of Us that was happening recently, and the like their press earnings report where they said they want to make gacha games now, which is like the most out of touch thing that Sony could say in 2021. We want to get into the gacha market.
We've been hearing a lot about this gacha.
Yeah, this thing that's definitely not like on its last legs. It sucks, man. It really sucks.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah, I'm lucky I have a computer that runs Borderlands 3 now, because I ended up saying, like, because I had got it during one of those Epic sales, right? The where they give you the coupon, you can just get things for like $10 off or whatever. I grabbed Borderlands 3 to play with my girlfriend, and before I upgraded my computer, it was running like shit, and I was like, man, if this had crossplay, that'd be great. But then I still wouldn't have crossplay now, so it's just like, man, it really sucks to, like, it really sucks. It really does suck.
Yeah. And then how about should we maybe talk about the leaks that have been occurring as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The leaks. So the big leak that happened, we have one extra large leak and one large leak, but not as large, I guess. So the extra large one is that, folks, all of that talk, all the debate, all the wonder of when will Nintendo make a better Switch? Well, it seems like it will be probably by September, because people are basically saying, oh, well, Nintendo's probably gonna, like, announce the new Switch in, like, the next week or so before E3, because people are gonna start showing new games that'll run better on the new Switch at E3. So Nintendo's got to announce it before then. I think they have like a week, like 2 weeks to do it. And it sounds like it's going to release like September or October. Sounds like it's going to be more expensive, higher than $300. And just here's some more stuff that I guess like Bloomberg and some other folks are saying. It sounds like it's going to run better. It's going to have a like higher quality stuff here. There's semiconductor shortages and all that, but sounds like they are going to try to beef things up. Says that they will have a 7-inch Samsung display, a faster NVIDIA graphics silicon chip, and it'll be able to output in 4K. So that's that. I also saw some talk that they will have a better USB, because I guess the current Switch has a 2.0, and I guess they're going to upgrade to 3.0. And I also saw that, and this is like I know this is so stupid that like this is something that is in like every other console, but I'm so glad that they're finally catching up with this. People like leakers are saying that the new Switch dock is going to have Ethernet built in. Thank fucking God.
I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I'm going to say. But me specifically.
Yeah. I really hope it's true.
Listen, the only reason I say that is because I visualize in my mind the Nintendo executive going, but that cuts from our Ethernet cord adapter profits that we make from Smash. We can't get that. No,
but nobody bought those. I didn't buy it.
I bet enough people bought it. It's Nintendo. That's what I'm saying. Like, sure, to a realistic, normal human being.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I hope it does have an Ethernet port. That would be very nice. I want to see. I want this to be a nice upgrade. I hope that I will be able to get my hands on one, because you know what? Fucking this PS5 that I got, it's nice, but it's not essential. It's kind of sounding like this Switch upgrade will be essential if I want to like run future games better. Like there were leakers that were basically like saying, hey, if you want to play Pokemon Arceus in a way that's not shitty, you're going to have to get the new Switch. And like, there's a part of my brain that is the rational side that's like, well, that fucking sucks. You shouldn't have to do that. Why don't they just make a game that runs properly? But then there's that shithead part of my brain that is obsessed with Pokemon and wants to just play Pokemon games and loves Pokemon, and I am just like, I must buy the new Switch so I can play Pokemon. I want to keep playing Pokemon. I want to play Pokemon. So that is my conundrum right now. So I need to, I guess, be like quick on the draw to pre-order a new Switch so I don't fuck that up.
The clash of normal brain and gamer brain.
Yeah, it's not good, because gamer brain wins every time with me.
I'm going to be very interestedly viewing the Switch homebrew channels to see if they just fix the Pokemon frame rate on the first day like they do every time again on the original Switch if you have it homebrewed.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It's just yeah, the Switch is a little piece of garbage console. That's like from a hardware perspective. So I am interested to see if they make it better. I would love to see different Joy-Cons if I'm going to level with you, because the Joy-Cons are easily the worst controller Nintendo has ever made. But I wonder how much is going to change. I hope it is just called the Switch Pro at least, because if they call it the new Nintendo Switch, like you said at one point, John.
There was a listing on Amazon Mexico that said new Nintendo Switch Pro.
If they call it that, I will finally turn into the Joker for once.
I will also turn into the Joker, but I will revert afterwards because I'm a fucking shithead shill who is dumb and doesn't think when I'm presented with Nintendo products.
The Nintendo Switch Up.
Okay,
right.
that's better.
Yeah.
It's better than new Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's better than.
If they just call it the Switch Pro or just like Super Switch or something like that, that's fine. They do not put the word new in there. Don't do new. No. Stop putting new in the fucking name. Stop.
Look out for the new Nintendo Switch coming to the stores
in September. And then Rose, do you want to talk about this Final Fantasy thing?
Yeah, sure. So Hot Leak, pretty much accredited by multiple sources. Looks like Team Ninja is going to be making an action RPG Final Fantasy game based off of Final Fantasy 1 called Final Fantasy Origin. Again, this is pretty realistic based on the leak. It seems like, yeah, I buy that this is happening. It's probably going to be a Neo-like game, which, you know, I love to hear that. And it's going to be, set in the world of Final Fantasy 1, whatever the hell that means. I guess this just means there'll be elves and Matoya and dwarves and
White
all that
mage.
Shit. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the job system intertwines with this. Probably replaces the weapons in Neo, right? The weapon differential. That'll be interesting. I feel like I'm very excited for this. The leak said that an alpha will come out right after E3, pretty much in July.
Yeah.
And I buy that because again, both Neos did alphas immediately after they were announced. So
yeah, this is how Team Ninja is. So
yeah. And I think like my only concern right now is that Final Fantasy 1 limitation, just only because when you think of the things that make Final Fantasy, those things come into play in like 4 and 5. And if you're limiting it to 1, you have to like, I hope that they're going to go, okay, we're like, it's Team Ninja, so, you know, I'm confident they probably would, but like they need to go, okay, hey, we're putting Moogles in, okay? Like, we're putting Chocobos in, we're putting Tonberries in, shit like that. Like, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. If it's real. Which it seems like it is.
All right. Is there any other news? Doesn't look like it. Oh, like I guess there was also that Monster Hunter thing as well.
Yeah, the 3.0 patch for Monster Hunter Rise came out, added the actual final boss and ending of the story. It also added Valstrax, who is one of the best monsters in Monster Hunter. He is a dragon that has jet boosters in his wings. And he's just really fun. He's a great little guy to fight. Very excited about that. The only reason I really wanted to bring this up is because I'm worried about the roadmap for this, as it were. I know I have spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about how I hate live service games and the way Monster Hunter World was set up. And I definitely appreciate that Monster Hunter Rise has returned to the old format, where it's basically like doing like, hey, that's like you just download the content and then it's there forever. But they have set up like a roadmap now, and whereas World's roadmap was like, oh, you get a new funny little event every couple months or something. The current roadmap seems to just be, you can buy this new Pose set DLC for $5 on the eShop in July, or you can buy this new cosmetic armor set we'll add to the eShop in August. Which is like, okay. Don't even get me started on how most of those were cut from the game and used to be just part of the game originally, but now they cost money. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is a great game. I'm looking forward to finishing this up and finally writing a review about it since it's actually done. Had to wait and see what the setup was because World kind of threw a wrench into like how to perceive a Monster Hunter game, I think. And what to expect, and them saying like, hey, the ending is going to be in 2 months was sort of like, okay. But yeah, I think it's a clear like what their format is now. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a great Monster Hunter game. I think if anyone out there hasn't played a Monster Hunter game, that's probably the one to play, I'd say.
Sure. Okay. Uh, is there any other games that you all were playing that you want to talk about real quick? Maverick, I know that you played the Scarlet Nexus demo, and Rose, I think you did too. We can talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so I did take the time. Literally last night, the Scarlet Nexus demo went live in general, and you know, Bandai Namco has a history of doing like these original like action RPGs, and between God Eater and Code Vein, they are definitely known as sort of being the anime equivalent of like another series that is popular. God Eater being like anime Monster Hunter, as what I've heard described. Code Vein definitely taking Souls aspects and incorporating a more specific aesthetic to that. Uh, Scarlet Nexus is just a very like upfront action RPG, and I think it's very interesting in the way that it's got this post-apocalyptic setup. Between a lot of the promotional material, because it is also releasing with an anime a month after the game's release, so there is some world building set up there. And it's interesting to see where it's like, oh, it is post-apocalyptic, but there is like this. You are playing someone that is a part of the specific task force, the OSF, as they're called, to take care of the others, the non-specific enemy that you're going to be killing multiple of. And it's interesting that even in the demo, they are setting up this thing where it's like, oh, these are like the military is your hero because like they're taking care of this unknown force, and because of the fact that y'all are just kind of like in this other setup, there's enough lore drops where it's like, oh, in order to actually take out of our powers, we basically have to become immortal and ageless. And how does that really like affect us as questionably teens and young adults? Like a lot of stuff is starting to be in play that I find interesting there. In terms of actual gameplay, the demo presents you with two options between Yuito Sumuragi and Kasane Randall. Both are characters that use psychokinesis. So alongside their main weapons, Yuito uses a sword. Kasane uses more of like a katana layout, I'd say. She is like using smaller, like throwing stars and just like manipulating those. You both have the ability to both characters can use psychokinesis to manipulate objects around them, and that's sort of how you chain combos where you throw objects at these enemies. You start doing some more basic combos with your main weapon, throw more objects that are in the field. There are special objects you can throw. You throw regular stuff with R2. L2 lets you actually do like specific special psychokinesis where it's like it comes with a quick button prompt or like analog stick movement, which are pretty fun. Like it's interesting how this is slowly developing in terms of just like, okay, my first run through, I'm kind of just like figuring stuff out, but now that I took that, taking the basics, applying them to another run, and starting to see where the flow starts to come in, and that has been very fun of just getting into that flow state with the combat scheme. And then alongside that, you also have your support characters who are sort of just like the Donald Goofy equivalent in terms of just going around and attacking enemies as they're able to, but then you can also use their abilities through another feature, just like you press R1 and one of the face buttons, and you can basically tap into one of your support characters' special skills. You have pyrokinesis. The demo offered someone with pyrokinesis, someone that can basically just like tank damage, someone with like teleportation skills, clairvoyance, because there's some like invisible enemies that pop up, so you can just like take care of that. Lightning powers. One that wasn't very clear, but the character seems pretty okay. Speed, and that character is like a whole rabbit gear. It's very it's very cute. And then invisibility. Like there's a lot of personality that's starting to come in. The lightning guy is a little shit and just like very full of himself. Fire girl seems like it is going to be like immediate like second for a lot of the story.
Mhm.
I'm really excited to see what comes out of this because I didn't really have any expectations going in, and now I'm really excited to pick up the game. And fucking when you beat any of the demo sections, because it goes up to the first boss that you encounter for both, I assume, storylines at this point. One of them gives you the opening cinematic for the actual game itself, and then the other one just gives you a music video for the actual like OP. It is God, I just love the style. You can go to the official website and you can see that they're slowly going to be like streaming in cosplay guides for each of the characters. Like it is, they want this to succeed, and I think this is the way that you do it because I have no idea how that anime is going to be. But if the game is at least fun to play and you can just do off the shits combos and just never have to worry about using any of your healing mechanics, you're gonna have a solid game for a specific niche, and that niche is what they want to like get at the most.
Yeah, I also didn't have many expectations going in, so I was definitely pleasantly surprised by it. I think I'm wondering what the actual game is, if you get me at this point.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering like what it's going to be like. Is it going to be more like a traditional RPG because there are skill trees, and is it going to be like long, or is it going to be like an 8-hour, action adventure game? The immediate comparison I draw in my mind with everything about this game is Astral Chain. Looks exactly the same. Has similar soundtrack to it even.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate. I think you said with Code Vein you make these sacrifices, as it were, to play it. Whereas that is totally absent here. It is just fun to play. Really interesting gameplay ideas. I think my only complaint was like a couple things were a little clunky to use. Like it takes a little too long to pull a telekinesis item over. The dash in move that I haven't played the Yuito yet, so I only have Kasane's thing. But the when you hold down square or whatever button to dash in on an enemy after doing a thing, that felt a little clunky. But again, it is much better than Code Vein, I think.
Like it isn't trying to replicate Souls, and in doing so, you just like I played Code Vein for as much as I could because I did appreciate what was there, but there are definitely moments where it's like, I'm falling, I'm dying, I'm falling, I'm dying. Okay, you don't get that here, and I like that you just have a hard limit boundary so that you don't fall off the map.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I'm glad they went for a more character action game approach. I'm hoping that I just want to see more. I want to know more, I think, about the game before I start going like, "Oh, I'm really excited for this." Because right now I'm really excited for it, kind of. Like it snuck up on me after that. Like I was like, I think like you said, like the music video specifically, that opening shit. I was like, all right, yeah, let's go. But I think I need to know a little bit more before I'm like, all right, I'm getting it day one. I'm going all the way in on it. I
definitely agree.
I know it's at least made by the Tales of Vesperia team, so
okay,
that gives me hope since that's a real good game. But yeah, I'm interested to see how much of an RPG it ends up being, how different your moveset changes up, because I was going through some of the skill tree and it added like different inputs and stuff, so I was like, all right, let's see how far we go with this.
All right. I will just real quick mention I also played a little bit of the World's End Club demo, like right before we started.
Oh yeah.
That's the new Kodaka and Uchikoshi game. The Danganronpa and the Zero Escape guys. And I think the game might be bad, folks.
Oh really?
I don't think I like it. I mean, I've only played a little bit of it, so I can't fully make a claim, but So far, it has been zero character development whatsoever. It has just been pure killing game shit. Even though this game isn't supposed to be a killing game, it's supposed to be like, I guess, making fun of it or whatever. I mean, I guess I gotta keep going until we get to the point where it's not. But so far, it has just been killing game stuff again. And also, all the gameplay is like platforming, and it is really bad platforming. It straight up feel I'm not joking when I say that it feels like Lester the Unlikely. It actually feels like Lester the Unlikely. I have played Lester the Unlikely. It plays like that. It's bad. It's bad. Like, even if the writing starts to pick up, like, half of this game is visual novel stuff, and the other half is platforming. Even if the writing starts to pick up, half of this game is still really bad. So, hey, no, I think I'm good. I don't know. I don't have anything else really to say. I didn't like playing what I played at the demo so far.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I drop one more thing before we go to questions?
Sure, yeah.
Just one thing.
Okay.
If any of you are playing Isaac, The Binding of Isaac out there on the computer, download the POG mod. It's the best mod I've ever installed for a game. Genuinely incredible.
All right.
That's all.
Okay. Let's go into questions. If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. So ask. You'll sound like these fine folks right here. Okay. We have an older question for Frolic and Wheels, then we have a newer one. So let's give Wheels a little 2-for-1 here. Also, I'm gonna publicly embarrass Wheels real quick by giving him a fucking shout out that he fucking did an official animation for the Arknights. Like, for fuck's sake, good for him. So yeah, congrats to Wheels. Credit where credit's due. First question from Wheels here. What would you do if Patchouli Toho was at your summer backyard barbecue? Because there is that really good picture of her just chilling at a barbecue drinking I mean it's just a cup, but in my mind now it is a Modelo. So I mean my answer is I would be very embarrassed and anxious because I would be like, damn, that's Patchouli. I love Patchouli. I can't do anything about that though. I'm too shy. That's my answer. You leave her be.
Yeah.
She does look.
She's probably gonna read a book.
She does look fucking exhausted in that picture. She is like out of it.
How could you not be in the Toho world? That's all I'm gonna say. From my limited understanding of Toho, I feel like if you are just like anyone but an extreme extrovert, you are going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd vibe.
Yeah. I was sent a screenshot from a Toho manga recently that just straight up was a character like musing on Reimu, and the gist of it was, God, Reimu loves getting pissed off. She's not living unless she wants to kill somebody.
That's true.
Just something to think about. And Wheels did just send in this question here, which is on topic because Wonderfest is happening right now. Summer Wonderfest. So we got some of that new anime merchandise. And Wheels also asks, what if every Nendoroid and Funko Pop in the world suddenly swapped in quality? Nendoroids turn into Funko Pops and vice versa. Would that be fucked up or what?
I guess that would be fucked up. I don't know.
There would be a lot of people who would have toys of high quality that they don't deserve. All those guys that have those Funko Pops, like Funko Pop rooms, they wouldn't deserve hundreds and hundreds of Nendoroids, you know?
I just like the idea that there would now be Nendroids of like NFL like stars and fucking Nendoroid Will from I don't even know the Office, Nendoroid Office, like fucking Parks and Rec Nendoroids. That would be pretty funny.
Nendoroid.
That is a funny concept you've.
Yeah, Nendoroid dead Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
I believe that could happen. I'm gonna be real with that. I think that could still happen.
Actually, yeah.
I love that Frasier Funko Pop is one of the first things that pops up as soon as I type that in, and that just I would get that and hope that the unfunkification rate happens so I can now have a Frasier Nendoroid.
God, yeah, there would be like a like a pure bald Frasier, and then there would be like an alt hair where he's got like the big poofy like hair, like,
mullet Frasier, and Frasier, then like a refined Frasier.
Yeah. Good lord. I mean, like there's some Funko Pops that I've thought about picking up. Just like one of the ones that I thought about getting was the Tanami Tom one. Just because, like, it's just a little figure of Tom, you know? It doesn't look bad, because it's just, you know, like, a character, you know? Like, seriously, like, if it's a Funko Pop where a character doesn't have, like, a defined face, those are usually fine.
Yeah.
It's when they have, like, eyes and like, a face, that is when it's bad. Like, if it's a human character is usually when it's bad. But yeah, like, if it's just, like, a robot, or like, you know, like some sort of creature, those usually look pretty alright. But then, yeah, it would be cool to have a Tanami Tom Nendoroid. I would absolutely buy. Like, Tanami Tom deserves to have a Nendoroid. Like, honestly, for fucking, like, bringing, like carrying anime in America on his fucking back for years, Tanami Tom should have a fucking Nendoroid. You kidding me? Let's see here. We got a question from Shoeless. Which game company will have the best sounding voice saying exclusive at E3? Well, I mean, it's all like Keighley is like running all of this, so it's just gonna be the one exclusive that Keighley just uses.
Master Chief comes.
Master Chief comes. Yeah. We are so close to just like so much Primo Keighley content. I'm so ready.
Nightmare Man.
How's that French guy gonna talk about like fucking what's he gonna say this time? Like I want him to try and team up with the studio that worked on Disco Elysium and just be like, fuck capitalism.
Yeah, you're right. Jeff Keighley is a Nightmare Man, but that is why I love Jeff Keighley. I just love watching yeah, it's all Keighley content. That's all it is. I love watching Keighley content. It's all stupid as fuck. I love it. I'm ready. I'm so fucking ready. E3. Come on, it's time. Give it to me. Niall sent in a question and asked, I've been thinking about Sunset Overdrive and how much I love that game's vibe and aesthetic, but how much I disliked how it played. What are some games that you felt the vibe of but couldn't get into?
Oh man,
See, I feel like if I have to be real with myself, a lot of the Sonic the Hedgehog games that I've played, I have never actually played to completion, but at the same time, thinking about Sonic the Hedgehog puts me in such a zen state because of the fact that, like, the aesthetic and scenario of just like Sonic hanging out with his friends, being a freedom fighter, constantly fighting the police, and like doing cool stuff. I feel like my main argument whenever someone, like, in the midst of people bemoaning about the Sonic cycle and arguing that the games were never good or whatnot, it is less about the play of the games themselves and more the fact that this is a character that will stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sonic will meet the aliens that we try and make contact with.
Yeah, I believe it.
I played every Sonic game to completion. You can't stop me.
No, and that's the
Stop.
thing. Like that's even better. Because guess what? I still had fun fucking Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think you have a better where you know when to stop. I think that's
Mhm.
that's a key difference that can help you.
Yeah. Give me a Sonic Unleashed remake where you just put the Werehog sections in the Dragon engine.
All right, yeah, okay.
God.
Or the Yakuza 0 engine.
I mean, fucking maybe SMT4 would be my answer. I don't know.
Oh, you can get into it.
I'll give it another
Yeah.
try. I'll give it another try.
Oh no, just because I can say, just to bring it back home, Dragon Quest.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I enjoyed it enough, I think, is my thing with Dragon Quest, at least. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely got enough out of it. It just wasn't the barn, not to keep saying the barn burner, but the barn burner that
Yeah,
everyone made it
I
out to
played
be,
9.
I think.
I liked 9, but yeah, no, again, it is half a tongue-in-cheek joke about the fact that I play too many JRPGs as much as it is a genuine look at like, okay, things have kind of been the same for a while.
I've been trying to think, because I think this may seem crazy for me to say, because I know I can be pretty intense, but it is pretty hard to piss me off with a game for me to like completely be like, no. But maybe like I might just say this is sort of a classical one for me to say, but Breath of the Wild. I really do like exploring and puzzle games. Especially the idea of a post-apocalyptic exploration game where you're just sort of like, navigating this sort of thing. It always come back to me like I just don't think it did enough in any direction. I think it didn't do enough for me, what I was looking for, especially as a big Skyward Sword fan who came off of Skyward Sword, where it was the first Zelda game where I go, oh shit, they can make a decent story in one of these, and they just sort of like undid that all. Especially when it came to Zelda herself. I think that's probably where I land.
Mm-hmm. Anonymous asks, what games do you feel like could be improved by the addition of slime? Not limited to Dragon Quest style slimes, just slime in general.
Oh, all of them.
Let's slime in every game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Atelier specifically, I could say. I mean, most of the Atelier games I have played haven't had slimes, but I guess Ryza does have slime, so.
Yeah. Mike Dawson is asking, Sonic Central revealed that Sonic the Fighters and I didn't see them say Fighting Vipers. I don't know where
shit.
Is Fighting Vipers also going to be in Lost Judgment? I mean, I just saw Sonic the Fighters, but whatever. Okay. What classic Sega games do you think should be playable in every RGG game? I want to see Fighters Mega Mix. I mean, they usually put Space Harrier in every single one of them, and you know what? That's because every single one of them should have Space Harrier in it, because Space Harrier fucking whips ass. So, that's my answer. Space Harrier.
Yeah. I stand by my Chow Garden thing I said earlier.
Yeah, fucking Daytona. Why not?
Yeah,
Ooh,
okay.
yeah, okay.
Daytona would be good. You know what they should put in there? Fucking Gunstar Heroes. That's what they should put in there.
You know what they should take out of there? Virtua Fighter 2. Never again, my man.
Yeah.
Let's get Sega Bass Fishing in there.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh man. Yeah.
Let's get Sakura Tyson in there.
Oh man, like if you want to become a sicko, if you want to go want them to go all the way to the other side, I do, but
just put an entire they should just put like an entire like put fucking Phantasy Star in there. Put a whole fucking Phantasy Star game in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantasy Star Online 1 in there.
And they have fucking servers and shit. Like you're just you're just playing PSO
Inside Yakuza 9 or whatever.
Give Ichiban Segata Sanshiro as a summon.
Oh my
Alright,
god!
Just
yeah.
put Segata
You know what?
Sanshiro in the game.
Here's what they gotta do. They need to finally officially translate and release Sega Gaga in a Yakuza game.
Ugh.
I know I'm one of like 30 people who want that to happen, but please.
I know you really want it, but
I want to play Sega Gaga.
Oh, this is some shit.
We
yeah,
were born
it really
there.
is some shit. That's the way to put it. Yeah.
We were born there. We will return there. All right, and we got 2 questions here from LV. Thank you, LV. First one is, have you ever played a video game outdoors, by yourself or with other people? Was it a success or a struggle? Playing a video game outdoors... So, obviously, we're not just talking about handheld games. We are talking about, like, you know, a full-size, like a console game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
outdoors.
I was gonna say Boktai is made for this shit.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever tried to do that. I mean, you know, there's always the concept of, like, you know, at night, like hooking up a projector and like projecting a game on like the side of a house. That seems like that would be pretty easy, but I mean, I feel like otherwise it would probably just be a hassle. I mean, unless you're like maybe like playing something on like a laptop, you know. I mean, like, everyone makes the jokes about Melty Blood, but, like, honestly, if you just had, like, a laptop and you just, you know, hooked up some fight sticks, you could play fighting games on a PC perfectly fine, you know?
I did this once, and because it was high school, I will specify that it was high school. It was done with Goat Simulator.
Ah.
Okay. We I remember a like 2nd grade birthday party where they set up like a big screen TV outside underneath like a like sort of like umbrella type thing, and just had SSX going on it.
I can dig that.
That you could play. They had, these were like rich people, so they had like, you know, like insane outdoor plug, like those, you know, the kind that come out of the ground. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The outlets that come. Yeah, they had that shit going on. So
Nice.
Right. All right, last question here. Sonic loves chili dogs, but what American regional variant does he like specifically? And she asks that we refer to the Wikipedia article on chili dogs to list some of these. So I have pulled up this list, and I'm going to read these off, and then once we're through all of these, we can come to the conclusion of which one we feel Sonic would enjoy the most. So yeah, these are just the ones that are on the Wikipedia page. If there are more, you know, that'll be something we can maybe come back to if folks have other variants that they are aware of. So the first one on here is the Texas Wiener, which it does not actually come from Texas. It apparently originates from New Jersey and Pennsylvania. It is a hot dog with chili or hot sauce, served in variations with assorted condiments. So I guess it is that is just a chili dog, specifically a spicy chili dog. I guess that would be like it's like a hot chili or hot sauce on the chili dog. There's the Coney Island hot dog, which is you have to start off with a European style of Vienna sausage, with lamb or sheep casing, with beef heart based sauce, and then like onion on top of it. Then we have a hot wiener, which is from Rhode Island. It is a small, thin hot dog made with veal or pork, served on a steamed bun with celery salt, yellow mustard, onions, and a seasoned meat sauce. Then we have a Michigan hot dog, which is a steamed hot dog on a steamed bun with meat sauce, generally referred to as Michigan sauce. We have the cheese coney from Cincinnati, They are hot dogs and buns topped with Cincinnati chili, onions, mustard, and cheese. You have Carolina style from North Carolina that has chili, onions, mustard, or slaw. Or you can even make hamburgers with that in that. And then finally, there's the half smoke from Washington D.C., which is a larger, spicier hot dog with coarsely ground meat on top of it, and the sausage is half pork, half beef, smoked with herbs, onion, and chili sauce. So, which of those do you feel Sonic would be most into?
Michigan.
You're
I
thinking
think
Michigan.
the Michigan one spoke to me as Sonic would be like, yes, I love the Michigan chili dog.
So
or I guess he would call it the Michigan hot dog. That's what he would call it, yeah.
I'm biased.
Okay.
I'm biased because, like, as a former New Jerseyan, the Texas style is definitely very famous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we all take a page from one Mr. Peter George Kofigorgis. Sorry, Greeks. But, no, you know, the Texas chili dog is definitely, I think, the classic hot dog, the classic chili dog. And that just speaks to me.
See, okay, I really should have, like, opened up these pages because these things get way more specific on the pages, so I apologize. Yeah, for what it says for the Texas style, the Texas Tommy, if you will, it says here that the specific way to make it is you slice the hot dog lengthwise, you put cheese in there, then you wrap it with bacon, and then you serve it on a toasted bun. That is the Texas Tommy. So, that would be the one that you're talking about, Maverick. The Michigan one here says that it is specifically a steamed all-beef hot dog with a steamed bun with meat sauce on top. And the sauces can be tomato-based, and it can also have vinegar or brown sugar. And then it specifically uses hamburger with the, I guess, chili on top. That the chunks are not large. It is a very, like, finely ground. And then it can have onion and yellow mustard on top of it. So that's the one that you're talking about, Rose. I am kind of leaning more towards what Rose is saying here. I'm also feeling the hot wiener that's on here as well. I guess this is the Rhode Island style chili dog. Just because, like, it's a thin dog, and I can just see Sonic, like, wanting more space for the chili, you know, like, because and then, you know, it's specifically got celery salt on there, and chopped onions, and, like, really heavily seasoned meat. Like, it's got cumin, paprika, chili powder, allspice. I think Sonic would be more for the Rhode Island hot wiener. That is speaking to me as Sonic's chili dog of choice.
Actually, I think Sonic would appreciate the Carolina style because he hates lies, and literally every other hot dog listed here has a regional variation from a state that is not the state of origin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Fucking come to Michigan where we have the Coney Island hot dog. Come to upstate New York where we have the Michigan hot dog. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm tired of this state of liars.
It's a real mess.
This nation of liars.
Honestly, all of those chili dogs do sound really good. I could just, like, you know, I feel like we all have different answers because the real truth is that Sonic just loves chili dogs and would just, you know, he's so fast, he can travel all over the place and try all the different chili dogs whenever he wants. You know, he could just run wherever and just be like, yeah, you know what? I feel like getting a Rhode Island dog today. No, I'll get a Texas one today. You know? He doesn't have to worry about that. He's fast.
Do you think he gets acid reflux whenever he eats the chili dogs too fast?
No, I think he's adjusted to it.
Yeah.
I think his whole body moves fast, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess so, yeah.
I can't finish that joke.
I mean, have they, like, mentioned if he's, like, the Flash, where the Flash has to, like, constantly eat because of how fast his metabolism is? Is Sonic similar to that?
I don't
I
think
buy
they've
it.
mentioned- yeah, it sounds like it would happen though.
Yeah, because I mean, like there's always like whenever there's a scene of like I remember watching the Justice League cartoon. Whenever there would be like a scene of them in the mess hall or something, like everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, here, like Superman and Green Lantern are like sitting down with their like their little meal trays, and the Flash would walk in and he'd have like a pile of hamburgers that he would just eat and be like, yeah, you know what, like it just flies right through me." So I would guess that Sonic is similar because he's probably eating like 30 chili dogs every few hours. Um, but yeah, I mean, there you go. There's our take on Sonic's opinions of chili dogs. Um, it's always a fun time to think about chili dogs. God, I want a chili dog now. Fuck. I'm not even like a hot dog guy. I always just eat hamburgers whenever I go to like a barbecue. I'm just like, just give me a burger, lettuce, onion, pickle, and tomato now. I'm a tomato guy now. I like tomato on my burgers. I like tomato on sandwiches. How I feel. Folks, that will do it for this week's show. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, if you want to keep up with all of our content and keep track of what's going on, of course we have our website videogamechoochoo.com, where Rose, you're gonna have your review up for the Monster Boy game pretty soon, right?
Yep. Yeah. By
Okay.
the time this is up, probably honestly.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there's been some content going up recently. So like I said, Solon had his big ass Resident Evil 7 review. I know that came out, like before, but I'm gonna give it another shout out. But I'm also gonna give a big shout out to LV's article that recently went up. She wrote an article about why she thinks that it is time for the Ace Attorney localization to fully embrace Phoenix Wright's and basically everyone in the game's real heritage as Asian Americans, because there's the whole Japanifornia situation with that game, and they should just really embrace it. And I think it's a really stellar article. Like even like biases aside, LV really did a great job, and I think everyone should read it. And yeah, there's plenty of stuff coming up. We're always working on stuff. And if you want to keep up with us on your social medias, we have our Twitter at VGChoochoo, our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com, which we, mostly want to use for questions on, you can send us all that sort of stuff. We have Facebook page, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. You can look us up on YouTube, just Video Game Choo Choo, search that up. That'll be on there. Twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. I'm sure we'll stream something soon. Who knows when? We'll see. And if you like what we're doing and you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/VGCC. It's just $3 a month to get stuff a week early. We got all kinds of content, like we have our weekly or bi-weekly anime podcast, Unlimited Railworks. It's myself and Rose and LV and Maverick. You were on the last episode, and you seem to want to just be on for the foreseeable future. So yeah, we will be having Maverick on for from now on, I suppose. So yeah, you can hear all of us talking about anime a whole week early if you just give us $3 a month, which is quite the steal. It's $1.50 an episode. Think about it that way. It's real cheap.
Everybody loves a deal.
Yeah, for real. And of course, you can hang out with us on our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. You type that into your web browser, and it'll bring you straight there. We're always hanging out in there. We're playing games. We're chatting about stuff. We're just having a great time. It's always a great time in there. And of course, thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for a theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. I don't think they're doing the Bandcamp Friday stuff anymore, so, you could just hop on there and pay the money to listen to their stuff whenever. because there's that. And yeah, that's it for the games. It's the website shit. Folks, where can we find you all? We can start off with you, Maverick. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter over at Mavsplaniamania. That's MAVSPLANIAMANIA. I just post. Been doing a lot of funny retweets. I've been thinking about that scene in Cruella a lot because what a blessing.
It's good, is what it is.
It's really good.
And how about you, Rose?
Yeah, you can find me over at Twitter at HornGal or my VTuber stuff, Curry Draco on Twitch. I'm actually going to do it again now soon. Hopefully, I'm less sick. I also had an article piece go up on bullet points last week. You can go check out at bullet points. Pretty cool. Just about Nier, if you like Nier and Drakengard, things like that.
Yeah. That is also a very solid article that I think everyone should read. I mean, everyone who is fine with spoilers with Nier, I guess I should say, because it does go pretty in-depth on there. But I mean, if you've played the games, or if you don't care about spoilers, it is definitely worth a read. You can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI, where I haven't really been doing much except for, running the site, because I can't sleep properly recently, and it's making me very ill. So please understand, and hopefully I'll be normal soon. Because I really want to write up that Pokemon Snap review still. I promise. I do. And anyway, yes, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. So long!